It's the Reds taking on the Roar. Clint Bolton and Craig Foster are with me, and Foz. 9 from 14 goals conceded by Adelaide came in the last 30 minutes. Anything to that?
Well, it can be many things. For instance, because they try and press and win the ball back as much as possible, it can be fatigue. So just, whether their conditioning plan has been right, we don't know. Or secondly, it can be that they take more risk in the last 30 minutes as well, try and win games. It can be thirdly that they're behind in a lot of games, and be conceding a lot of goals, right? So now they're taking more risk to try and get back into games. I think that's probably the obvious one. And fourth, Clint, it can be that the opponent decides that they're going to press them and be more active in the last 30 minutes as well, and they're under more pressure. So it could be a number of things.
Yeah, but so what do you feel about that, and who do you think's going to win this one? How do you see it?
Well, I clearly think Brisbane will win and win well. I think there'll be goals, a number of goals, well, plenty of goals scored in this game, to be honest, but all the stats are against Adelaide. They haven't kept a clean sheet this season. They haven't done well against Brisbane Roar in the last few seasons. So everything is pointing in the direction of Brisbane Roar. I'd hate to... as from Eugene's point of view, I hope things were sorted out defensively to some degree during the week, because if I was Eugene, mate, I'd be... I'm scared every time I go out behind that defence at the moment. So hopefully things have turned around. They've got to focus on that defence. That's the key thing for Adelaide.
Time to say good evening to our commentators, Robbie Slater and SBS's own David Bashir.
It is cool by Adelaide summer standards, 20 degrees currently, but absolutely perfect for the players, 42% humidity. And now a check of the team news, and it sees Adelaide make 2 changes from the draw with Melbourne Heart last week. John McCain returns from illness to partner Osama Malik and lead the defence, which has been under tremendous scrutiny this week. And it's a first start this season for Bruce Gite. Geronimo drops to the bench. Nigel Bugard misses out altogether. And for the Roar, both Michael Theo and Jade North did not travel with the squad. The 11 remains unchanged from that home victory against Perth. Consecutive starts for Matthew Acton in goal and young centre-half James Donaghy. Talking about consecutive, it's been consecutive weeks which Besart Berisha has scored for Brisbane Roar. He's the main man up front for them. And the bench sees Anthony Golick for the first time warm the timber for Adelaide United at A-League level. Kwame Yeboah has been a fantastic impact player for them this season. Joseph Gombau has appealed to the patience of Adelaide fans and the board of directors at the Reds. He's admired the way this man has led Brisbane Roar to a top-of-the-table performance so far this season. The man in charge, 41-year-old Peter O'Leary from New Zealand. He was in charge of the Reds' 5th place playoff with Al Ahly in the World Club Cup in 2008 in Japan. Adelaide won 1-0 on that occasion. The match underway. Bruce Gite has the first kick, and it's a welcome return for him to the starting 11, just to change the structure somewhat and perhaps protect possession in the forward third for Adelaide United as the unit looks to work and withstand a very potent Brisbane Roar lineup. With me in commentary, Robbie Slater. Welcome, Robbie. 2-0 up and seemingly cruising, but second half they open the door. Therio, lovely centre, and that's Matthew Acton with his first touch. Was significant after making his debut last week. A clean sheet on debut. Dangerous man on the pitch as Malik looks to turn defence into attack. Find Therio. Runs at Hingett, one way then the other. The Spaniard, it's an attractive setter, long-range effort, and it's well struck, but always rising there from Isaias.
I had to take it first time, and that's good play from Adelaide. They came out of the defence, got a little bit lucky with a sloppy pass, but what they did well is they got the ball to Therio early and quickly, isolated him with Hingett. That's what it's all about for them. Got a great defensive header, and Isaias had to take it quickly and just hit it on the up.
This is the way we're going to play.
He's going to live or die by his philosophy. Karuska with the corner near post, and Acton reacted late. It's in. Adelaide have scored. Osama Malik in the opening minutes, and the Reds give great heart to their suffering fans. 1-0 to Adelaide United.
And Malik just does well. He just stands his ground. He gets ahead of there's a lot of bodies and he heads it down and he somehow squeezes it through. Just mayhem at the near post there. Really the sort of cross you'd expect them to be dealing with. I think Thomas Boyce there really had a good chance to, well, probably two Brisbane players had a good chance to clear that away, but Adelaide for once get a terrific start.
To play against the Roar after 56 odd performances before his Dutch sojourn. Here's Mackay. Matt Mackay strikes it well. And that's a sharp save from Eugene Galekovic.
Well, it's a clever little run from Matt Mackay. He was actually horizontal with Bratton there and he just darted in, dropped himself into the pocket. And that's what they can't allow, Adelaide. So these players getting in the pockets, turning. He's got all the time in the world for a strike.
Franjic floats it up. Roig gets connection, but just off perhaps the... Well, there's a penalty, and it's been paid to Brisbane Roar. It was Corey Brown getting forward, and Tarek Elrich committing the foul. Well, it was tight on the angle.
Well, it's a silly challenge because there's no need to do it. He's on the byline, and Tarek Elrich's first mistake is falling asleep at the throw-in. And then he's chasing. He's never favourite. And it's just a silly challenge from Tarek Elrich. He's got enough experience, really, to know that that is just ridiculous, really, for a play of his quality.
A defensive lapse, and suddenly Besart Berisha eyes off Eugene Galekovic from the spot. Brisbane's #1 man looks to equalise at Cooper Stadium. Back from injury, and it's 1-1. He scores in his third consecutive match, and Brisbane has hit back. Adelaide once again caught by their Achilles heel. Concentration at the back.
Well, clinical.
Here's Lustica once more, trying to dribble his way out of trouble. Fantastic work by Steve Lustica. Thirio makes space. Thirio just wide.
He's gone for that far post. And he should hit the target there. He's centre of the goal. Really good run from Lustica, bursting through the midfield. Eliminated two players. Slides him. Not sure if it was meant for Thirio. Great first touch past him.
Space. Pulls it out wide. Karuska is the one peeling. A delivery, it's very good in the middle. And it was inches away from the back post. Roig. Hingets. Well, no, I was going to say that Franjic
just offside.
Stayed onside, but the flag was up.
Yeah, just went a bit early. Really good first half, good tempo.
5 minutes of football at Cooper Stadium. Osama Malik opened the scoring for Adelaide United before Berisha equalised from the spot. After that, Fabio Ferreira had a wonderful chance to put the Reds in front, but half-time at Cooper Stadium, Adelaide United 1, Brisbane Roar 1. And referee Peter O'Leary gets the second 45 underway. Brisbane Roar equalising after Osama Malik scored his second goal of the season. First was a cracker against Perth Glory. And the second very, very timely for the Reds. They had a wonderful chance through Fabio Ferreira. Outscoring their opponents on 6 of the 8 second halves this season. A couple of players down for Adelaide. A hefty clearance. Fabio Ferreira certainly caught one
in the chops. He's just wellied this straight into his face. And Matty Mackay it was. Have a look at this. Boom. Take that.
We've seen players seriously injured.
Well, let's hope he's not.
That's a very hard target from that. Let's see if Karuska's left foot, the sweet one, can prove the difference. And it flashes across Bruchite, and he was very nearly getting a touch on that one.
Well, it's a great ball in. It just beats everyone. And John McCain just...
Mackay. Defence backs off. Roig. Marking him as Elrich. Roig squares it. And the side-footed shot was a difficult one to execute for Liam Miller.
Yeah, Probably just didn't allow it to come enough across his body. Difficult one.
Brown. Mackay has been a very hard worker for Brisbane. Bratton over the top. Franjic again, they've afforded him far too much space second half. But he's got a lack of support in the middle. Has to hook it back, and Miller had it swept off his boot by Izaiz. Brisbane have the numbers. Liam Miller trying to dribble his way through. Big chance, Brisbane. Is that a penalty? No, said the referee, but it's a goal. And Brisbane take the lead. Calamitous defending by Adelaide. And it's Bessart Berisha once more. His second goal of the match. And the 5th of the season. And how did Brisbane score there?
Well, that's just calamitous defending. I mean, he wasn't going to give a penalty. There was a question of that. They gave him too much space on the edge of the box. Clever ball in here. Look at that. Too much space. And then it's quick feet. Gets it through. Looks like his favourite. Malik just falls over it. And he'll probably get a better angle here as he goes through. There's the touch. And he just slides it through into an empty net. Great quick feet there from Berisha. There's the tackle. And Galekovic just left stranded.
Here's Mobile, lovely dribbling, and he plays and goes past Matt Smith. Mobile cuts it back. Big chance, Adelaide. And it's struck and saved by Matt Atkin. What a chance that was. Boa. It's over the top, and Franjic is onside. He'll drive into the space. McCain is the first defender to him. Ivan Franjic hits it, but tired legs can't get the power or connection. And there, Brisbane. And now Karuska. Over the top, Geronimo makes a good run. Geronimo's in. Geronimo is close to scoring, but doesn't.
Oh, he's so unlucky. Good pace, that's the ball he likes, over the top, and he darts in behind, gets him there in front of the goalkeeper, and he's very unlucky. Gets his head, there's the ball. That's what they did wrong. Brisbane allowed that ball to bounce. He just couldn't direct his head up. When you look at it again, he probably should have been able to.
The Karuska, and the Gallopers Therio in the middle, Geronimo. Therio beats his man. Still going the Spaniard. Where's the advantage?
Oh, he should have played on. Well, poor refereeing. He's had a good game, but that is poor refereeing. He's got plenty of time to have a look at it and see if Therio gets up and regathers that ball, then blow. He's blown far too early. Somebody's going to get a yellow card. It's Hinger. Well, that's not going to make Adelaide feel any better. Terrific opportunity. They were 3-on-3.
Karuska with a free kick. Going away from goal. Taken away there by Matt Smith. Mobile. The Argentine get it right. It is good. Acton is flaps. Osama Malik is there. He goes down to the area. No whistle. Looked to be a fair claim for a penalty. And yellow card is brandished, I think, on Therio.
Well, he looked to catch him. He's trying to bring that ball down. Malik, and it looked to be contact on him. Here comes the ball. Acton gets it. It's not a great punch from him. Malik, difficult one to control. Brings it inside. Would have been soft.
Boa is running at the defence. It's a clean challenge, says the New Zealand referee. And it's knocked forward by McCain. Seconds ticking away for Adelaide United. McCain, one last rally, perhaps, on that delivery. And there it is. Brisbane have come from behind. Adelaide once again fade out in the second half. And a fourth consecutive victory by Brisbane Roar over Adelaide United.